How's it going, guys? It's a final render here, and I'm absolutely speechless right now, which isn't very good for a commentary, I know. So, today I found out that I have broken 7,548 subscribers. That is ridiculous, people. Last week, we were just about to break 5,000. Not only did we break 5,000, we broke 6,000, and now we've broken 7,000. And it's all down to you guys coming in, tuning in and watching the videos. So thank you very much, guys, and as a thank you, I'm going to be doing one of the most highly requested videos of all time, involving the Mechanist Lair. It's obviously the Automatron DLC, but I promise, no spoilers here. So, the Mechanist Lair was the location that is seen in all of the trailers and all of the images of the Automatron DLC, so chances are you have seen this location already, and it's a very nice place. It's a very big open inside area, and the plan for this place is to turn it into an awesome robot battle arena. Who remembers the hit 90s TV show Robot Wars starring Craig Charles? Well, no, not many people. What about the American show BattleBots? No, well, not many of you guys probably saw that either, but we're going to be making our own battle arena for robots, so let's go. Starting off, we're going to need two mods straight off the bat, such as spring cleaning and also Automatron's Mechanist Lair full settlement. Spring cleaning obviously help us clean up all the scrap. We've featured this mod many times, extremely useful mod, definitely go and download it. But also Automatron Mechanist Lair full settlement. This place is very similar to Home Plate or the Boston Airport settlement, being that you don't have a full workshop. You can only add certain things, but that mod fixes that so you can add everything. And I had to disable some of the robot bodies, and now I needed some power. So I've got this cool mod here which adds the signal interceptor as a power emitter, but I've got like 250 mods. I have no idea which one it is. I'm very sorry, guys. If you know what it is, please let me know. And using the Place Everywhere mod, I'm able to add some vertical and horizontal wall lights to the place to properly illuminate the place, because it's way too dark. It's almost pitch black in places, but it's a quite nice feeling, I suppose. And also, we've got these wall spotlights. If you want to add those, there is a schematic at the back of the lair which you can find, a blueprint, so you can build those wall mounted spotlights. They're very cool, work exactly the same as normal spotlights. And now, using alternate settlements, I'm going to fix up the floor. I'm going to be using a kind of rubberized floor for where the people will stand, and a solid steel floor for where the arena will be. And luckily, this Mechanist logo is actually a separate element, so I'm able to lift it up and keep that part of the floor, which is really nice. I didn't want to cover that because it looks like a nice little piece of art. It does look like the center of an arena, so I decided to keep that. And using the security fencing, which I believe comes from alternate settlements, I am able to make my battle arena wall. Looks pretty cool. You can still see him pretty well, but it means all the spectators will be perfectly safe. And it does look like a cool little arena already. So now that's been done, let's do some decoration on the inside and then start to build the outside of the arena. Starting with Robotic Settlement Decorations. This is the cool mod that adds some of the fire decorations that you see in the Automatron DLC to use as decorations. They are just basically little fire lanterns, except they're decorated with robotic parts, and you can find these throughout all the Automatron DLC, and they look very cool. They're very kind of creepy looking as well, but it does fit the aesthetic very well and I really like it. Add a door, and also we're going to add some just vanilla shack stairwells, and using the Homemaker we're going to put some video cameras to the top. I want this place filmed, I want this to be on television, even though television doesn't really exist anymore, but I want it done. And we're going to be using some basic park benches to make some of the cheap seats around the arena. I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like the horse races or whatever. I want it to be very cheap, dirty and grimy, kind of like, an illegal boxing ring would be. It's just a bit horrible down there. It's not a very nice place to go, but you go there, you bet money and you have a laugh. And I also decided to add a second layer of benches and a walkway at the top of the cage. So therefore you have got two levels of seating down on the ground, and you can also walk along the top as well and cheer and probably throw stuff into the arena, and also probably lose your hair from a flamethrower, which the robots have, I'm sure. But it's fun, it's fun. And now it's time to do some more decorations. Add some of the wall mounted spotlights to the inside of the arena so all the robot combatants are very highly illuminated. You don't want anyone missing the action. And using OCDecorator static loot, I am able to add a microphone to the center of the arena so someone can commentate on the battle as it goes on. And it wouldn't really be much of a venue without a place to grab some beer and popcorn. So, using better stores, I can add a counter which actually acts as a shop, and using Crafting Fury 9000 GTX, I'm able to add some really nice decorations, including these shelves, which are just full of food. Looks glorious, really nice and busy decoration. Along with some beer and some stools, a monitor bank, which I believe is from the Homemaker, so people can watch the cameras from the bar area, and it looks really nice already. But let's decorate it with some more signs from Business Settlements 1.8 Standalone, and we have got ourselves a very nice bar area. You come in, you get your ticket, and then you buy yourself some nachos and get yourself a cheap hot dog, and you watch the robot fights. I think it's a believable idea anyway. And now, we need a merchandise store. So using convenience stores, I put down a real world till, and this is going to be where we're going to make most of our money, people. We are going to be having bets, and we're going to be selling merchandise, and this merchandise is going to be made for very cheap, and it's going to be sold at extortionate rates. We're going to have programs worth £25, we're going to have very cheap t-shirts, and it's going to rip people off, but you know what? People are going to buy it anyway, because they love the robot fights, and they're going to spend their money down at the merchandise store. What can I say? So now we just throw up a few more decorations, and now it's done. As I said, I didn't want it to look too fancy. I wanted to kind of look like an underground illegal operation, so the merchandise store is a bit rubbish looking, but it fits the little idea I was going for. Everything's just a bit cheap and a bit naff, but they are at least making an effort. And now, of course, we need a place for people to fix up their contestant robots. So, using the giant robot workshops, which you can get from the DLC, this is where you actually upgrade your robots, we'll see more of that later, I am able to make a nice cool little workshop area for people to work on their robots. And as I said in the last video, making workshops is now my favourite thing, because it just looks great when you add all the clutter that's in the OCDecorator. And it works really well, I think. There is one on each side of the arena, so each competitor has a little area to work on their robot before they go fighting, and I think it works. It's a nice little area that's kind of separate from where the viewers would be, and I like it. I think it works really well. So now, as a final decoration, we need to add a monitor bank to the center so you can see the cameras wherever you are, and also we will be adding a grand opening sign at the front. So now it's done. The robot arena is complete. It looks pretty cool, I think. A lot of people were asking me to, hey, make a robot factory. It's like, yeah, that's not very exciting. How about a robot battle arena? That's pretty cool, I think. And when the new workshop DLC comes out, the Wasteland Workshop, I could probably actually turn this place into an actual battle arena. I think that's really cool. We've got a very nicely battle decorated arena, we've got some cool signs, we've got some merchandise stores, we have got a bar area, we have got 3 levels of seating, ground seating, upper seating, and we have got a walkway around the top of the cage so you can get whatever view you want of the battle arena. And I think that's awesome. Plus the actual inside of the arena is still pretty darn spacious. You probably could fit like 8 robots in here fighting. But we need to test it out. So let's get our good buddy Codsworth and turn him into a killing machine. So to start off with, we're going to replace his Mr. Handy thruster. That's for wimps. We're going to give him some sentry bot legs so he can roll around like a tank and get some really good speed bashes in there. Next, we're going to upgrade his arms so he's got some war spikes, and he's also got a buzzsaw blade, and he's also got a gripping arm which we're going to put on there so he can grab his opponents and crush them. Unfortunately, we can't fix his jokes.
Dickens walks into a bar and orders a martini. The bartender turns to him and asks, olive or twist?
Very funny, Codsworth. So now we're going to have our new upgraded Codsworth versus Ahab. Ahab is a very battle-hardened sentry bot, and it's going to be a tough battle. So let's go. Codsworth just runs straight in there, gives him a couple bashes, but Ahab has already got him into the corner. He's bashing against him, he's crushing his hat, he's hitting him with the flamethrower. Ahab gives him one final whack, and Codsworth is down. That was a fun battle, wasn't it, kids? Okay, never mind Codsworth, it looks like you need some more upgrades. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been Final Render with Fallout 4 building with mods. This has been an absolutely incredible week, people. As I said, we have broken numerous thousand subscriber records. We have broken over 1 million minutes watched. That's a pretty cool statistic. And you guys are absolutely incredible. Check out my last video where we built a settlement inside Vault 111 if you're interested. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment saying what you thought of the battle arena. So, this has been Final Render, and you have been the audience. Bye bye for now.